Hi, this is Denis Vladichenko, homework number one, which is a comparison of various project development processes. I would like to start with the waterfall model. The waterfall model is a sequential development process in which next phase starts on when the previous phase is finished. Some of the advantages of waterfall model is that a good amount of planning is done before development even starts. Developers can catch design errors early on in the planning stage. The project cost can be accurately estimated. Development progress can be accurately tracked, and waterfall produces a lot of documentation, which can be helpful if if we need to introduce new developers to the team, to the project. Some of the disadvantages is that projects take longer to deliver in waterfall model. It's not easy to introduce a change in requirements, and if requirements change, all the phases need to be started over. Waterfall model is best used for the projects where there's little to no change required in the future. Due to the amount of planning done in the waterfall model, it can be used for safety critical projects, although better models exist for such projects. Next is a spiral model, and spiral model is a combination of iterative and sequential development process models. In spiral model, each phase is repeated multiple times, which allows for a better project refinement. It also produces prototypes that can be used to get customer feedback early on. Some of the advantages of the spiral model is that good amount of risk analysis is done in every phase. Changes to the requirements can be easily incorporated. Customer is involved in each development stage and can evaluate the project. Some of the disadvantages is that it's very expensive and should only be used for larger projects. The process of spiral model is very complex, and it is hard to estimate the project's completion time. Spiral model is best used for large projects with a lot of risk involved. It's not used for smaller projects due to its high cost of implementation. It may also be used for the projects where customers needs to be involved in every phase of development. Next is a RUP model, which is a rational unified process. RUP is an agile development process that can be used to create high quality software with a predictable budget and completion time. Some of the advantages of RUP, the requirement changes can be handled easily. Next phase can be started before the previous phase is finished, and cost and completion time can also be estimated with RUP. Some of the disadvantages is that it's not flexible, not as much flexible as Agile. There's some overhead associated with the process, and the process is just too complex, which makes an implementation challenging. Uh, RUP is mostly used for large software projects where customers need to be involved in every stage of the process. And the last one is Scrum, which is the Scrum is one of the most popular agile methodologies, which helps to manage small to mid-sized development teams. Scrum focuses on the process and allows to release working version of the software after each sprint. Some of the advantages of Scrum is that it's very easy to introduce change during the development phase even. It provides a lot of metrics about development process. Customers get working prototype each sprint, and individual effort of each team member can be easily tracked and is always visible. Some of the disadvantages of Scrum is that it requires experienced developers in a team for the project to be successful. It can be challenging to adopt for larger teams, um, and it's that little planning is done ahead of time. Uh, Scrum. So Scrum is mostly used to manage small software development teams. It is the best methodology for projects where requirements are not well defined. Thank you.